All right, we're live. Welcome back to another edition of the Curtis Wow Deadly Decks Devlog number 32. Woo, 32. I cannot believe I did 32. If I seem a little out of it today, just know that, oh my God, I had the worst migraine last night. Oh, I get these weird migraines when like the weather changes. I don't even know. I don't know how to really put a finger on exactly what it is or why it happens, but it happens, and it happened last night. And boy, let me tell you, it was a fun time being up until 2:30 in the morning, just waiting for either me to get so tired that I pass out or the headache goes away. And I don't really remember which one came first, but I did end up falling asleep eventually. So I'm happy to be here today. I am a little out of it, but we're going to do the best we can. So what I'm trying to get done today, guys, is really finishing up these heroes. We're so close. I feel like I've been slowing down these past couple like streams. My development has been slowing down and I'm feeling like I'm getting stuck. I feel the friction and the fatigue. I think fatigue is a good word for this, of trying to design 10 heroes. Boy, it's a challenge, guys. It's a real challenge. I think I kind of hit a peak when I was working on Simeon and Bucket and Eris. I kind of hit a peak there where I was really like making cool choices and the characters were feeling really strong. And then I kind of had to take on this whole thing of magic. I left all of the hardest work for the end, these pink cards being the sorcerers or the magic dealers. And I'll be honest with you, I think it was a lot. It was a lot to do, not only have done just 6 heroes, like 6 full hero kits, then to be like, okay, cool, those 6 are done. Now let's figure out how magic works, then design 3 magic heroes plus 1 standard hero. I feel like if I went back and I thought about my game design process, like my overall process of working on this game, I did something that I always tell everyone else to do, and usually I do it myself, which is to always put your morale and your motivation first when working on a game. And I feel like, or not even that I feel, I did not do that with this process. I really thought I could just make all these heroes and just continue on. And what I'm finding is, I haven't played this game in a long time. It's just every day been coming in and pushing my muse to solve another creative problem. And I think my muse, honestly, is a little like, what's the point? There's just going to be another one. But, you know, I'm trying to reframe it, and I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, well, today is Wednesday. If I could just buck up, finish Cottonmouth in, let's say, an hour on stream here today, and then that gives me Thursday and Friday to finish these 2. Then I could start next week and feel like the characters aren't done. All of the heroes don't work for sure. There's still going to be a lot of problems, but I feel like, okay, not so bad. Like I could start Monday and start playing again. I really think getting back to playing, this is what I put in my description in the YouTube, is like, I've really found that there's these 2 modes that I've been shifting through of game design. One of them is I play the game. It's a lot of fun. I'm doing a full playthrough. I'm taking notes. It feels exciting. There's like new cards that I'm putting in. I feel inspired. And then there's this other thing that I've been doing for, oh my gosh, I want to say like the past 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It could even be longer than that, where I'm not playing the game. I'm actually solving these kits so that I can play the game. I kind of metaphorically likened it to like, you know, when they shut down a highway to do construction. It's like the construction is necessary, but at the same time, the construction has been going on so long that I'm like, when is this gonna be over? Like, when is it gonna be over? Because this has been a really long journey. So that said, that is the plan here today. I'm gonna try to get Cottonmouth finished and then get the other two, Melody and Orin, done Thursday and Friday. And then Monday, let's get back to playing this game. I think whether or not I even do finish it, I'm putting a stand. I'm making a stand, guys. Monday, we're going to just do some play tests around. Let's take a couple heroes and let's play through and see how far we get. It's like I need it. I really need to feel what makes the game fun. Cameron said, just play it. Take some notes if you think something needs to be changed and come back to it later. Enjoy the process. Don't get burnt out. Yeah, no, it's so true. I feel the burn. Like, just the past 2 streams were the first times that I sat down and I thought, this again? Like, that's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. So I'm gonna just accelerate. I think one of the things I can do, I love to self moderate my process, look at what I'm doing, look at what's going on, where I'm stuck, and then move forward. I think one of the things is I'm trying to get these kits perfect, and that is definitely like, it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I'm never feeling like my work is done on these heroes. Every time I make a new hero or a better hero, I kind of want to go back and make the other ones better. And so it's feeling like this Ouroboros kind of deal where it's like getting better. All of it's getting better, but it's like, oh, it's never feeling the reward of being like done. So that's what we're going to do here. So with that said, let's just finish Cottonmouth today. Like, get Cottonmouth done, and then let's get these other two on Thursday and Friday, and then we'll be ready to play on Monday, which I'm excited for. I want to play this game again. I miss playing it. I miss playing it dearly, like really, really a lot. Cameron, by the way, how are you doing? How's your campaign doing, by the way? I bet it's going amazing. Let's see, let's take a look. Wow, Cameron, 216,000. Wow, nice job. That is a hell of a Kickstarter. Yuck, 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 yuck. That's great. Wow. Oh, wow, I'll have to check it out. A big content update today? That's really exciting. Yeah, well, basically just dropped a hard mode called Hellfire. Wow. That sounds awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. That's amazing. Great job. All right, let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna try and speed run it. Again, I think I'm getting too stuck on fine details, so let's just burn through this. Like, let's finish Cottonmouth and just crush it. So Cottonmouth is supposed to be healer and poison. Coming back to this, things I need to do. Got to make an ability for Cottonmouth. Need to give Cottonmouth some kind of offhand weapon. That could be taught the big leech, maybe. I don't know. We could see what it does. And then we have the alchemy kit. I will say the alchemy kit is basically done. This I could say is basically done. I love this idea. Still coming back to it. I love that take 1 status token from any creature this encounter and place it on this card. And then there's recipes. They'll be a little bit more visual. I think this is hard to read, but the idea that over time, Cottonmouth can create little vials of stuff that you can use in your game. I think that's really fun. I really love that idea still. I think it's going to work really well. Let's give, by the way, is the music too loud? Just let me know if it is. Oh yeah, by the way, if I seem a little out of it, I had a migraine last night because the weather changed. I don't know what it is. I get these weird weather headaches when the pressure changes or something. So I was up like way late last night, taking like 7 hot showers to try and make the headache go away. But I'm here. I'm here and I'm glad it's gone. Okay, let's see here. What we need to do is give Cottonmouth a really fun weapon. And then we have this vial of acid. Oh, you've only had maybe 1 migraine in your life and you did not enjoy it. Yeah, I highly do not recommend. It's weird. I never had these before. I don't know if it's like climate change or what, but I've never had these before. I only get them, you know, when you get that feeling when you know it's about to rain, when you can like feel the humidity in the air like pushing up and you get that feeling. That whenever I feel that, that's like, oh, it's here it comes. And sure enough, last night we were out yesterday and it started, and then when I got home I was like, oh, I can feel it. So I don't know if it's about to rain or it just did rain, something. All right, so Cottonmouth is supposed to be healer and poison, right? Healer and poison. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that we really don't have that happening here just yet. But we need to. I'm a little stuck here. Healing. Ooh, we're back to this. This is rough. My muse is like very resistant to working on this. It's okay, muse. We can do it. We can do it. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. I promise. Okay, very simply, I don't think that the poison works for the vial of acid. I'm just gonna start tearing this thing up, because if I don't start somewhere, I'm just gonna keep stalling out, and I wanna be done with this one today. So we're gonna take this card and we're just gonna go ahead and fix everything about this card right here. And that means we can keep the same basic setups here and here, but I do think that this one, the vial of acid, does too much damage too easily. So I don't think that this one is going to do that. I think that the vial of acid basically needs to move down here. We don't need to do leeches now, because the leeches actually will, we have taught the big leech already. So what used to be here was do 1 damage. This had a weird magic roll, which is, we'd never done that before. Doesn't exist anywhere else in the entire game. So we're not going to do leeches. We're going to actually just replace that with the vial of acid. That means this one spell using just one of the spell tokens has to do something. This swamp juice, restore 2 health of any hero. If last successful spell was leeches, plus 2 health. That's going to be a problem too. I think this is a problem because now we have the alchemy kit, which basically does this. You can create like health potions and stuff from this. So I kind of wonder if, I don't know, is Cottonmouth a true magic user? I think I'm thinking of Cottonmouth in the wrong way. Cottonmouth is supposed to be very nature-based. Cottonmouth is an alchemist. Yeah, right. Like, but I kind of love the idea that Cottonmouth is in between. We always embodied this idea that Cottonmouth is like both technical and magical. So I'm thinking maybe some of what I'm doing here is just keeping it too on the nose. Like the vial of acid doesn't feel like a magic spell. Oh yeah, bottling magic and distilling it. Yeah, that does kind of seem right. The thing with currently with Cottonmouth is if we base it all on the alchemy kit, this is like an out of battle event. You kind of across battles start building up some of these, you know, vials of stuff, which I really love this idea that that's how you get to use that's how you get to use bucket. Maybe I'm missing the fact that magic, maybe there's a bit of, when I come back to this and I think maybe I'm missing something, I'm sitting here thinking like, maybe this isn't a vial of acid. Maybe this is like, maybe they actually have this whole thing going on where they're connected to nature. Because they need to be like spells, you know what I mean? Like they're not like really spells. So I'm just going to make some bold moves here. Like I said, I really don't want to get hung up on, whoa, maybe this has to be perfect, right? But I'm going to go ahead and say, like, what if they can channel some of the, you know, some of the nature aspects into doing stuff, and they have an additional part, whereas this stuff on here moves down into the alchemy kit. So the alchemy kit is separate than this. And then we come back here and we go, okay, maybe there's like a vine thing going on where we go ahead and we drop the, oops, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. What? Where did it go? Okay, there it is. So I'm thinking that the spells are very different than the alchemy kit. The alchemy kit is this thing that you kind of build up different items. It's like you can get your own potions in a way, and then you can use them at certain points. I think that makes a lot of sense. That's a really fun addition to what Cottonmouth can do already. And then we come back here with this whole thing of like, okay, vines. So you can use 2 of them. Let's go ahead and put this off to the left. What if we stun a creature? You know, like maybe, and again, I'm going to just try and speed run this because I think, am I fully content with that? Not really. But I think that I got to start making some decisions. Otherwise, I'm going to get like decision paralysis. And I think that some of these can start going in different places, you know? So maybe there's some... like we can go with some stuff here that does different types of damage. We can do a thing here of we could do like thorns, right? We can go this whole route, and I think this is probably fine for right now. We just give like some basic, like, okay, yeah, like you have basic standard magic damage. You know, so thorns can do 1 damage to 1 damage +1 damage if creature is oops, this won't let me do this, really? If creature is stunned. I don't really like these decisions when I make these decisions. I haven't been able to really break away from this where I feel like, okay, so then on your turn, you're kind of thinking, I'll just do vines each. I'll do vines and then I'll do thorns, right? So there's not really any reason to not do these in the perfect sequence that they're in. That's okay. You know, I can get around that. I can feel okay with that. It does 1 damage +1 damage if creature is stunned. The vines, you use 2 of them to stun any creature for 1 turn. And maybe we even make it a little interesting where you use 1, but you burn 1. I don't know why. We haven't done that yet. Again, just going back to like, what's fun? What could be fun? Let's just roll with it. We'll figure it out. We'll see when we play it. I think that's my new thing, is instead of trying to make it perfect, it's like, we'll see when we play it. We'll see. So this is, you burn 1 soul, but you need to have another. And then you can stun any creature for 1 turn. And then on the next turn, you can do 1 damage if creature is stunned. How would that work? You would need 3. So you would need 3 of these to pull this off. That's interesting. Okay. I'm okay with that. I think it's a little boring. I found that it's a little boring when you just do 1 magic equals 1 damage. But the idea with magic is supposed to be that you get this kind of like, okay, yeah. And then this one down here, we're going to change this one as well. I think we have the warm swamp juice and the swamp juice is already done. This time we're going to change this one to something else, which is going to be, I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but let's see if we can figure it out. I'm feeling okay about this, actually. I'm feeling like, okay, I just want to get the momentum going. You know what I mean? Let's just get this momentum moving. Let's make it happen. Okay. To burn 2 of these, you would need a, do some damage or healing. Again, we don't really have a lot of healing. You know what? I have an idea for this. What if we go ahead and we do this? We make this one the vines. And this stun all creatures in the front row. Call this maybe like vine grip or something. And then this one is going to be the healing one, because again, we don't really have any healing inside here. And I feel like if, you know, if it's part of their kit, it should really happen. It should be like something that shows up. Okay, let's see here. So we're going to move this here and we're going to say, this is going to be, call it like aura. I don't know what these are going to be when they're final, but we're just going to call them this. And we're going to say heal a hero for it's hard to say, 2 or 3 for 3 health. You got to make it worth it, but you can't make it too much. Heal a hero for 3 health. Maybe we'll even sweeten the deal on this. And Now we'll just keep it. We'll keep it. Okay, Thorns does 1 damage, plus 1 damage if a creature is stunned. You can heal a hero for 3 health by burning 1, but keeping it. And then you have Vine Grip, which stun all creatures in the front row, which means you could literally just wipe a turn of some value there. And you can do it at any time that you want, which means you could kind of do more than just 1. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and save this one. Let's see here. If we go in here, we go into the cards, we go to Cottonmouth, and then, oh, this is not what I was looking for. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and save this into here. So this means that the spells are updated now. Or they will be very soon. I'm gonna go to Imgur, which I guess I have to switch out of because they've been purchased by an AI company, which is always fun. That's great. It's good to know. Replace that one. There we go. Okay. Feeling like things are happening here. This is some simple spells that we can do. Tot the Big Leech still, maybe Tot has to kind of like get a little bit of, Tot needs a little bit of a purpose. You can place a bleed token on a creature and you can unexhaust when the creature is defeated. But I was kind of hoping that Tot would be able to do things with blood. Like you collect blood or Tot like levels up or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where that's going to go. And then Cottonmouth needs a weapon of some kind. And we need one more like hero ability here. And I feel like Cottonmouth's ability could be Cottonmouth's ability could be, this is so bright. Maybe we could turn this down. Cottonmouth's ability. Poison. Again, the poison will come from here. You're going to be able to make like acid vials that you can throw. Tot causes bleeding. And then these do all of this stuff. They kind of have these like claws or these nails or something. This like gauntlet with these like long, sharp pieces. Maybe I can pull up the actual card art like without anything on it and just take a look here. Where's the hero art? Where's the hero art? Items, monsters. Oh my god, my brain does not want to work. Character art. And then we go ahead and we look at Cottonmouth, back when Cottonmouth was even more unique. Yeah, there's kind of like these sharp claw-like pieces. Fist fight. I think Cottonmouth's ability should be dehydrating anyone in a 30-meter radius and the enemies get a slow debuff. Oh, interesting. Slowing the enemies down? Yeah, or something like they do less damage, something like that. But then that's Lady Lyria makes them do less damage. I like the idea of slowing them down or suppressing them somehow. Yeah, like the ability could be something having to do with oh, you know what? Maybe we make it kind of like, what if we make it where she can remove bleeding or poison? Oh God, I get it. Because Cottonmouth, I didn't get it at first. Cottonmouth eats everything in the fridge. So true. Now I got it. Thanks for explaining the jokes. My dumbass could get it. Oh my God. I still have a little bit of headache from last night, so I feel like maybe we could blame it on the headache. I think we could blame it on the headache. How about Cottonmouth can remove status effects from other heroes? That seems too powerful. Like Cottonmouth can maybe for a cost. You know what? I'm feeling this. I think there's something here we could do. I think we could say, if we open the actual card, we go in here and hit the singles and the heroes, and we grab Cottonmouth. I think we could do something here with like removing, it's not Soul Collector. Yeah, fist fight. I had like the worst headache last night. I was like up until 2:30 with like this horrible headache. Okay, what if we make it where, can I just grab these, please? Probably not. Can you copy layers? I don't think you can. No, you can't. Thanks, Photoshop. Love ya. Love ya, Photoshop. All right, we're gonna make this where for the cost, the low cost of 1 soul token, you can remove a status effect. So remove one bleed or 1 poison token from a hero. So we'll make it so that they can actually like help out in a way, you know, like since this is their specialty, they can help by removing these things. And the way that they do that is through spending one of these. I think we've done this before. And the way this worked was put this over here. And then we moved these over. I think this is the way we did the last one. I'm like struggling with my brain today. Okay, 1 poison token. My goal with this is I want to be done all these hero kits this week. I want to be done. So tomorrow I'm going to try and knock out a whole hero kit. Maybe the last magic one, or maybe Orin, I'm not sure. And then Friday, finish up with the last hero. And then Monday, I'm just back to playing this game. I got to get back to playing this game. I feel like pretty burnout on the hero kits at this point. Just so you guys know, if I feel like slowing down or, you know, just kind of like not keeping a decent motivated pace for the stream, I feel like it really comes down to like definitely burnout. Definitely, like there's no question about it. I think doing 10 heroes designing 10 unique heroes was wow. Like, I feel it. I feel the burn. It's pretty intense to come up with that many creative, like, dynamic heroes. And so I don't think they all have to be finished at this point either. Like, you know, varying degrees of finished. Like, you know, this maybe not be the end of Cottonmouth's kit, but it's a good start. And I think that's where I'm kind of at with this whole thing, is like, let's just get a good start so we can get back to playing on Monday and actually having fun with the game again, and, you know, adding new events, seeing how these characters interact. I think that's going to probably have the biggest impact. I think as much as I'm trying to pre-plan how these kits work, I think once I play it, it's going to be a totally different vibe where I'm going to be like, oh man, I know how this works. I know how this works. And I know how this works. We'll just give a little cure here. And you can remove 1 bleed or 1 poison token from a hero. All right. And Cottonmouth has 9 health. So let's just fix that, because that's always... These are the old versions of the game when the game was so much smaller. It's only like 50 cards. So you really didn't need... you really didn't need it. Okay. Can add a little stroke here. Grab a little of this. Do a little dance. But thanks for hanging out, guys. It means a lot. Like I said, coming in today with after a whole night of just like waiting for this headache to go away, and then waking up and being like, oh my God. It's super fun to come in here and just be like, cool, hang out with my buds, make some games. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so we have Cottonmouth hero card. And then we're going to come in here. Is this a special? It's not a special, so we're just going to clone this. And then let's put it on. I think we're pretty close to getting what I was hoping for today, which was I really wanted to just like finish Cottonmouth so that we can finish up these other 2 heroes and then just get back to playing. All right, it's happening. It's happening. Yay. Yay. All right, we could grab the old Cottonmouth. Goodbye. Whoops. What? There we go. I don't know what that does, but sure. All right, so now Cottonmouth has a hero power specific to their self. I don't know if that's good or bad, right? Like, I don't know if, you know, having a spell as their ability is good or bad, but we're going to do it anyway. And then we have 3 new spells, pretty basic, good start. We have Taught the Leech, which still, this card is problematic. I would love to solve this one. And then maybe giving them this Claw card. Like there's a Claw card, a weapon card that's like a claw of some sort. Let's see if we can get in there and do that. I think if we go, is it in here? Maybe we could use this one. Let's see. How much is this one? Woof. That one's pretty done. I think we have to go to the flail or something. Where is the flail? Here we go. I think it's this one. Yeah, this one has like a bunch of stuff on it. So we could go ahead and take this blood dagger and duplicate it. And then I think we can go in here and just cover this up. And we can just do these gauntlets. Maybe James can draw us up some little gauntlets here. He can get me a gauntlet so that we can put that in here. But I think it's going to be like some kind of scratching thing, right? Like clawlets. Sure, that sounds perfectly fine. Creeper Soar. Why does he have stuff in his mouth? Why don't you use Figma? Why don't I use Figma? What? Why would I use Figma? You mean for designing the cards? I mean, I guess I could. I'm just more familiar with Photoshop. I mean, I've been using Photoshop for so long. I know Photoshop's probably like eventually on its way out, but you know, it still works. Okay, the clawlets. These are these things right here. We're calling them clawlets. What am I making? We're finishing Cottonmouth, because the kit for Cottonmouth, because I have only 2 more heroes after this and I just want to get done. I just want to get this thing done. So the clawlets will do basic attack. We'll call like a scratch or something, right? Again, these are not like final text for the cards, but they're something. So we're going to do scratch, and we're going to say, for this one, you roll to see if you hit. If 1, comma, do 1 damage. If 2, you know, we've done this one before, 1 damage plus maybe a poison. If 3 equals 1. We've done this card a lot. Yeah, I'm hesitant to do this card again. I know it doesn't have to be perfect. Cotton fangs. I know it doesn't have to be perfect, but I think I've done this card 2 times already, where it's kind of like if 1, do 1, if 2, do 1, but something else. I don't want it to do too much damage. So if 1, do 1 damage. If 2, do 1 damage plus poison. That's like a lot of damage though, over time. Poison creates a lot of damage over time. Wonder what it could be. If 1, do 1 damage. You know what? Maybe we'll just do this. If 1 or 2, do 1 damage. If crit, do 1 damage plus poison. Nah, that doesn't feel good either. Critical, you really don't like, you're not like hoping for poison on a critical. That's like, meh, okay. Scratch. If 1 or 2, do 1 damage. If crit, do 1 damage plus 1 poison. You know what? We're just gonna go with it. Yeah, I think there's like things I can do with that are more interesting, but I just don't know what right now. So I guess we'll just leave it. So we'll just go ahead and clone this guy here, and then we'll bring in the card art. And then you know what? This is what I wanted to accomplish today. It's so hard to not be a perfectionist sometimes. And by that, I mean, I'm always trying to be a perfectionist. And I think it's like so hard. I just have to keep reminding myself it's okay. It's okay to just do this. You know, it's okay to just have a basic kit. We're going to play it. If dice roll equals 1 or dice roll equals 2, damage enemy 5. Yeah. Should we just code it? Should we just make Cottonmouth code? Yeah, this is okay. I don't think it's great, but it's okay. When I look at it, I feel like my brain starts to understand a lot of stuff about these choices and how they become interesting. Like, this card is not interesting at all. I almost feel like I could make a model, like a quotient, like an agency quotient. Like per card, I almost feel like I could, like there's something here in game design that I could learn and apply, that like each card can have an agency quotient, and that agency is somehow tied to when I go to use the card, how much do I I'm so close to being able to put this into words. How different are the outcomes of the choices that I make with this card? Something like that. How different are the choices I can make with a single card? Okay, so by that, what I mean, I think I'm hitting something that I've been like stubbing my toe. Oh wow, what game is this on Roblox, Raymond? What game are you testing? Can you drop it in the Discord and I'll check it after stream? I want to play. Imagine if you add a coding hero that just has some sci-fi stuff, but since none of the other people understand programming, they think he's a wizard. That's pretty funny. That's actually really funny. How many possibilities do my choices have? Yes, but Creeper, so it's not just how many. That's a quantity. It's very specifically about the number of choices I can make and how different those choices will have outcomes. Here's what I mean, because it's not that simple, right? Of like, yeah, just how many choices can you make? Let's say, for instance, this is what I'm doing, and we'll probably stop here for the day after I go through this, but let's take a look at, okay, I'm in battle and it's the turn of Cottonmouth, and there's an undead guard, a 7/2, and a deranged guard and a 6/2. Now, if I want to use Tot the Big Leech on one of these, and all it does is put a bleed token on that creature, then, okay, so I exhaust it, and which one do I choose? Well, I could choose this one. All right, well, they're basically the same health. So there's only 1 point of difference here based on which one is going to attack. Now, we could get into the nuances of it that, sure, they're attacking different heroes, so maybe I have a bit of a difference of outcome of which one I choose, right? Which leads to strategy. But for the most part, there's no value to using this, right? In addition to that, I think there's a second part, which is that try and put this into words. There's a second part that is basically, does it matter? Are there varying outcomes to when I use the card. Because the other thing with this is, why would I just not use this on turn 1? Like, there's no reason to not use this immediately. And that is something that comes with agency, right? Like, really deep agency is like, I don't want to use this yet. For instance, you know, I don't want to use Aura, heal a hero for 3 health, because even if they've taken damage, I don't want to use it yet because I don't need to, right? Basically, it's like, okay, I don't want to waste one of my souls and then only have 1 soul for the rest of the battle because I don't feel like I want to use it yet, is also part of that quotient. And so I think with this card in particular, really showcases that this card is not interesting. And I could probably, if I followed this through, really look at, there aren't any interesting choices to make with this. Now, how could I make it interesting? Well, probably the first thing I would do is to make a rule that counters using it. So oh, it's not out yet, but you're doing testing for future testers to start playing soon. Oh, wow, cool. Well, let me know, because I really want to see what you're up to and what you're working on. It'd be really awesome. I think the solution here is, like, for instance, I don't choose them to go ahead and do this. Okay, so here we go. Maybe, right? Maybe there's a little bit of, if I were to make this card more interesting, I would grab this, tot the big leech, and I would go ahead and grab an additional one of these. And then I would put a spell on it. And we would make it to heal it and give it health. Now, I'm not even saying that this is the final solution, but it's something that my brain has kind of kept coming back to. But I think this would make it more interesting, is that, you know, heal tot for 2 health. Okay, so now we take this, we put this here, and we kind of go the same route that we did before, where there's like a magic here, and I think we have a spell here somewhere. Yeah, we do. Heal hot for 2. Heal tot for 2 health. And then we just give one more thing here, which is like, I don't know. I'm just going to call it. Heal your pet. I'm going to drop this in here. I don't really like the way this looks. That's something I'm going to have to fix for sure. That's bothersome. Like, I never saw these together, so that's going to have to get fixed. And then last but not least, we just go back here to Cottonmouth, get rid of the 9, and then we can just merge visible, and then just grab the heart and give tot some health. And now maybe tot can be attacked while doing stuff. Oh, that's like way too big. Oh, okay, we can't do that. Can't fix that. Damn. Something like that. I don't know what we would put here. Well, I'm like running out of steam. Maybe we just put tot for now. Okay, sure. I'm like overthinking this again. Yeah, this feels like, again, I don't know if this is going to be the final, but I think that's pretty close to like, okay, yeah. That's not it. There we go. Something like this. And then maybe we give tot like 6. No, it wouldn't be 6. It'd be like 4. Yeah, I don't know how this would work, but it'd be something like that. I think that's a good start. And you know what? We got to where I wanted to get to today, which was to basically have Cottonmouth somewhat finished. I don't know how tot gets attacked, because like if something's gonna do like 30 damage, can it attack it? I don't know. This reminds me of the blood pixie thing. So maybe there's a little bit here that I have to figure out. Anyway, I think when it comes down to is that kind of idea of making something more interesting. Making something more interesting. I don't know how to do that with this card just yet, but I think we're at a good spot. Something like that. Let me save this up. All right. Well, look, we did it. We did it. You know, for better or worse, Cottonmouth has an ability, spells. Tot does something different. At least there's like management that is required for Tot. I don't know how we're going to do that. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. And they also have a weapon now, which does something interesting. Roll a 1 or 2, you get 1 damage. If you crit, you could do some poison. And then the alchemy kit, which we're going to work on more, is going to have some recipes here where you'll be able to summon cards based on how much stuff you collect. Pretty interesting. I think it's all right. I think it works. Whew. Okay. Well, guys, that's going to be it for today. I'm actually meeting up with James in a few minutes so that we can work on lore. Just know we are building out an entire universe. Like it's pretty deep. Like, not gonna lie, there's a lot going on in this world, and we are hoping to do like a trilogy of these games that kind of tell a much larger story. That this is kind of like the first one, and it kind of pulls the thread where the other two are kind of going on the journey of this much larger thing. But this is the first one. So thanks for hanging out today, guys. Like I said, last night I had a mega migraine like all night long, and it was so hard to press that live button today, but you guys make it worth it, and I love spending time here with you guys. So thanks for showing up today, even when I'm not my best, most Curtis Wow self. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow, back for consistency. throughout the rest of the week. Let's finish these heroes. We only got 2 left. Orin and Melody. We're going to pick one tomorrow. We're going to make them. And then Friday, we're going to do the second one. And then Monday, we're going to start playing again. I can't wait. I will see you guys on the flip. Curtis Wow. Ow.